A sudden, tight grip clamped onto my wrist. Do it with me. My mind went completely blank. He looked down at me and repeated his words smoothly. I'm saying we should do it. Get married. He looked at me and added, that solves everything. A few steps away, my boyfriend froze, his face twisted in pure shock and confusion. What are you even? He stammered, looking back and forth between the two of us. When I didn't answer, he started to panic. Hey, Rian, why aren't you answering me? He demanded, his voice shaking. He stepped closer, staring at me desperately. You should be saying no, or that it's impossible, he pleaded. Why won't you say it's nonsense? I just stared back at him as his words rang in my head. I'm your boyfriend. A sudden wave of reality hit me, and a terrifying thought crossed my mind. How did things end up like this? I looked at his angry face as a painful thought settled in. I also thought my husband would be you. On the MBS News broadcast, the anchor announced the latest update on a massive housing lottery. A canceled apartment unit located in Seoul had gone up for just 500 million won. After beating staggering odds of 2 million to 1, the lucky winners were finally revealed. At a lively restaurant, a group of friends raised their beer mugs for a celebratory toast. Man, I can't believe my friend won the lotto draw, one of them cheered. Oh, please, another scoffed playfully. The winner is the one shelling out all the cash here. Sitting at the table, Rian took a sip of her beer and sighed. Besides, I almost had to give it up because I couldn't get a loan. Huh? Why? Her friend asked. Well, I went to the bank with Hyokjae for a loan consultation, Rian explained, thinking back to that frustrating day. But then, at the bank, the employee behind the desk had given them a sympathetic but firm smile. Well, since you're a freelancer, I don't think we can grant a loan under your name, Ms. Jin. Rian and Hyokjae had frozen in shock, panic setting in. Then, what should I do? Rian had pleaded desperately, gripping the edge of the desk. I absolutely can't give this up. The bank employee paused, looking over their paperwork one more time. One moment. Are you two a married couple? The bank employee asked. We're getting married, Rian quickly replied. We've already hired a wedding planner and everything. Oh, then that's not a problem, the employee smiled warmly. Since Mr. Yu Hyokjae is an office worker, if you go with joint ownership, the loan can be issued in your husband's name. As newlyweds, you'll qualify for a great low interest rate. Hyokjae grinned and put a reassuring arm around her. What a relief, right? Back at the restaurant table, Rian let out a soft breath. Seriously, if I were on my own, that lotto win would have gone down the drain. Well, it all worked out in the end, her friend said with a smile. Exactly. All's well that ends well, the friend's partner added. He then glanced over across the table. Hey, Kim Woo-sin. You should start dating and get married too, okay? How long are you going to keep renting? Just look at us and Rian. Even if it's mortgaged to the bank, she's getting her own place. Hey, Rian said, feeling a bit awkward. The friend didn't stop. Being a non-marriageist doesn't help you at all, you know? Woo-sin smiled gently. Sure. But I'm fine the way I am. Honey, you're way too drunk. The friend's partner suddenly interrupted, shoving a handful of snacks directly into her boyfriend's mouth to shut him up. Eat some snacks. I'm not hungry for. Just eat it, she commanded with a sharp, warning smile. As her boyfriend muffled a protest, Rian laughed at the sight, looking over at Woo-sin. Haha, stuff more in. Fill his mouth so he can only breathe through his nose. Woo-sin turned his gaze. Jin Rian. Rian looked up at him. A gentle, sincere smile reached his eyes. Congratulations on your wedding. Rian's expression softened into a warm smile. Yeah, thanks. Later that night, the sharp click of a car door echoed down the quiet street. You should just go home today. You're drunk, the friend urged, leaning over the open door. I can't. I still have hundreds of things to decide, Rian replied. If it gets too late, I'll just crash at Hyokjae's place. Get home safe, Rian said. Get home safe, okay? The friend said, waving to her. I will. Now go on, Rian replied, She pulled out her phone, the screen illuminating her face as she walked back toward the building. She opened her notes app to look over her growing checklist. The most urgent thing right now, she muttered to herself, staring down at the screen as she approached the entrance. I should tell him we need to do the dress tour soon. She paused at the door, her thoughts lingering. And also, if I hadn't suddenly gone to your place that day, would you still be standing by my side as promised? Rian keyed in the passcode to the apartment door. Hyuk-jae? But the door didn't lead to a warm welcome. Instead, it revealed a scene that made her entire world grind to a halt. Hyuk-jae was standing by the bed, completely stripped of his clothes, his face instantly turning pale with sweat. Rion, he stammered, frantically trying to pull up his undergarments. Beside him sat another woman, her bare shoulders exposed as she tried to hide away from the doorway. Rion froze at the threshold. I mean, what happened was, Hyuk-jae desperately pleaded. I can explain. Rion didn't stay to listen. Flooded with a sudden, overwhelming rush of adrenaline, she bolted straight down the corridor. I saw a scene like this in a drama once. He cheated, and she's just going to let it go? Her friend had ranted loudly from the sofa, clutching a bowl of snacks. I know, right? I'd beat the crap out of him immediately. What's the point of just running away? I thought I'd be able to do that too. Instead, I stand under the cold night sky, my hands covering my face as a heavy sigh slips through my fingers. I guess I'm an adult now. I can't even cry over this. What do I do now? The venue is already booked. What do I tell the wedding planner? What about my apartment? And the loan? Ugh, seriously. I hate that I'm only worrying about practical things right now. 7 months later, the bride is entering. I didn't know back then that the man standing at the end of the aisle wouldn't be Hyuk-jae but Kim Ui-sin.